Hi everybody, it's Monique with Oak Dog Makes, and I am back today to talk to you about another hat that I've made and the yarn that I used to make it. I had recently done an unboxing video for an order that I put in at, I believe it was Hobbii. And in that unboxing or unbagging, I think it was honestly, was a skein of yarn that I bought to try from Mayflower called Tonga. And it is 80% acrylic, 10% wool, 10% alpaca, and it's Mayflower DK, so I'm assuming that's DK weight. It's 450 meters and 100 grams. It calls for 3mm knitting needles. It looks like you can wash it cool water maybe by hand. I don't know that you can, no, I think you can put it in the washer. I'm trying to remember what the little symbols mean. If folks don't know what those are, let me know. We'll make a video about what the symbols mean on the labels. I had shown the skein and explained that I just thought it was a beautiful yarn. And my sister contacted me and let me know that she loved that yarn. And so I offered to make her something out of it. And she thought that it would be great to have a pom-pom hat made out of it. So I got some specifics from her. I asked her for her head measurements and did she want a, yarn pom-pom or a fur pom-pom or, so on and so forth. And other than that, she kind of left it up to me. I asked her if she wanted like a beanie pom-pom or kind of a slouchy pom-pom. And she had indicated maybe a mix and then said she was going to leave it up to me. So I did lots of research for patterns. I started a couple and decided I didn't really like them. And what I ended up doing was just creating one off the top of my head. I will show you what that looks like. But first, let me show you what's left of the yarn. Now, this was a piece that I had cut off because I wanted to have a color change. So I have this piece here, which clearly I need to ball up, and then this is what's left of the skate. Look at that, look at the colors on that, guys. So I had initially hoped that maybe I would have enough to make her a hat and like a little cowl. I don't know that there's really enough here to make a cowl, so I'm thinking about trying to come up with something to use the rest of this and to give to her because she really liked the yarn. What's left is still so gorgeous. It's, I don't want it to go to waste. And it won't go to waste. This is our hat. Here is the hat. She did opt for a fur pom-pom. And so this was a hat that I started at the top at a magic ring. I increased with double crochet rounds, and then I did single crochet in the third loop. I'm not sure. If you don't know what that means, let me know in the comments below and I'll try and explain it, or I'll link something. The next row is a row of clusters. Then there's 3 more rows of single crochet in the third loop. And then there is a row of it's like a bean stitch or a bead stitch, I think is what it is. I basically grabbed my crochet Bible. It has all the stitches, and I just flipped through until I found stitches that I thought would look neat. Really, honestly, that's exactly how I made this hat. I know how to do this. I know how to do this. It was just these kind of decorative rows. So this was a bead stitch, and then again, some rows in the third loop, and then another row of cluster stitches, some third loop, and then front and back post double crochets to finish off for the brim. And the pom-pom, I wanted it to be able to be removed so that my sister could wash this, because it can be washed, so she's going to want to wash it. Now, my seam in the back is horrible on this one. I don't know what happened. It's whatever. What happened is it's the first time I ever made a hat like this off the top of my head. And so the seam is a little bad. And Lauren, I apologize that the seam isn't everything it should be, but I still think this hat is gorgeous, and I am so happy to be able to give it to you. for Christmas this year. So clearly I will not be putting this video out before I give my sister her hat, which I'm hoping to do on Monday. I am going to put it on my head so you can kind of get an idea of what it looks like. So you can do a couple different things. So here you go. You can see, and hopefully you can see from I can't see myself, but so the pom-pom is big enough that it gives enough weight that I was hoping it would just kind of pull it and slouch it down so that she can have a slouchy. But I like this brim because if you flip it up, it is still pretty decorative, I feel, because of the back post crochet. So you get this neat texture. And again, I have a small head, everybody. So this hat is not enormous. I mean, my sister has a regular size head, and this is for your average adult. I think it was like 22 inches or something. So not a big deal. But anyway, she can flip it up and pull it down a little tighter and have more of a beanie pom-pom if that's what she wants. So I tried to come up with something that would give her the ability to use it either way. Again, that was slouchy. Here it is, a little bit tighter to the head. And the pom-pom still pulls it down. I mean, let's face it, guys. Anybody that's used these fur pom-poms, unless you have crocheted one yourself, which I'm sorry, I'm not doing. For $2.99, I'm just buying the damn pom-pom. They're heavy. They have some weight to them. And I really struggled with this hat because I really liked the black with it, but I didn't want to make it black. My sister, you know, she's a girl. I don't want to give her something black for her outerwear in the wintertime because I don't know what her what color her jacket is. And I really, like, I'm complaining about that, about not knowing and not wanting to give her something that isn't going to match. But I mean, really, look at this hat. But then again, I suppose there's so many colors in this hat, it could probably match anything. Oh, my hair combs fell out, guys. That's it. Now you really getting me as I am. Here is the hat. I don't know if you guys can see. It looks like you can see the detail pretty well. So this was Mayflower Tonga. How did I feel about using it? This is gorgeous. It was a dream to work with. It worked up really, really well. I was like 4 rows in, and I was telling Dave that this stuff was amazing. So I fully intend the next time I put in an order at Hobbii, which is going to be a while because I'm putting myself on a yarn diet. I have too much yarn. I have one of the biggest rooms in my house as my craft space, and I don't have enough space. I have too much crap. And that's what we're going to go with. I need to be realistic. I have enough yarn here to make so many things, and I need to make them before I invest. But next time I do, you can bet I will be getting more of this yarn because it is so beautiful. Now, I did double this yarn up because it was DK, and I wanted this to be fairly significant for her. I wanted it to be substantial to keep her warm. We live in the cold climate. What I did was I took from the center and the outside, and they both were the same colorway. So you can see it mirrored right to there, and then it started to deviate. And so I did make one cut because I was getting colors that didn't look good together, and I didn't want to do that. So I did cut out that purple bit, and I tied in a new one. Now, this pom-pom is removable because I want her to be able to wash it, like I was saying. And I don't know if these are washable. You know, the labels don't say if they can be washed, and I don't want her to need to wash it and not use it because she can't or anything like that. So what I did was on the inside of the hat, I sewed a plastic button kind of offset from that just slightly. And then the elastic that comes out of the pom-pom, I used my crochet hook to pull that through, and then I just basically wound the elastic from the pom-pom around the button a couple times to tighten it up. If you need to do it 3 times or 4 times until it's really tight, then do that. Maybe it's only once, maybe it's 4 times. I think it all depends on how much elastic is there. I also put a larger button here because my elastic had a lot of give to it. but it's very lightweight plastic because I don't want it to be uncomfortable. I love my sister's hat. I am proud that I designed this hat. I think it is adorable. Maybe I'll do a tutorial and write up a pattern. That might be fun. You guys could make my pattern. Let me know what you think. And then I would know if I should make more. All right, guys. So I would wholeheartedly give a thumbs up to Mayflower Tonga. I don't think it was that expensive. I'll put a link in the description box below to that yarn. I'll also put a link at the end of the video to the unboxing video that I had gotten it in. Folks, what do you think of my sister's beautiful hat? Do you think I should have gone with the black? I hope you guys have a marvelous holiday season. I wanted to take a minute and thank all of our new subscribers. I really appreciate that you're there. It feels nice to know that there are folks that find the same things interesting that I do. I have wonderful friends, but they are not into the types of crafts that I'm into. So I have some very lonely hobbies. So it is nice to be able to connect and share that with folks through YouTube. And I thank you for spending your time with me. I hope to see you again the next time I'm back, and hopefully we can be creative together.